Namaste, I'm Shivaswati, and this video is about soul lessons, soul test, dimensions of awareness in the universe. So, normally there are 7 dimensions, and then there are 5 more, and then there are 3 more. So, but some people say there are 18 dimensions, and in normal terms, like if you read books and all, we are in the 3rd dimension on Earth right now. Earth is moving up, so we will be in 4 and 5, and there are people living with us who are in 1 or 2 dimensions where there are a lot of murders and cheating. At in those levels, you are at a lower dimension of awareness. When you are in a fairly middle class existence where life is largely predictable, normal, and safe, it is a 3rd dimension of awareness where you know that the money will come through because you have a salary and somebody else is looking after your financial needs. When you allow God to enter your life and you take decisions because of faith, you are in the 4th dimension of awareness, and you are connecting to God for your needs, and you are actually receiving energy from God. So your faith rises, intuition rises, and you no longer completely depend on earthly factors for your finances or for your health. And then your dimensional level rises, because finally the whole gradation system of soul evolution is about learning how to be the creator. So as you rise on dimensional awareness, your happiness rises, positivity rises, and your creativity rises, so that you can create more life as you like it. And as you rise up the levels of awareness, your faith in God grows. That is like it is a circular motion, that when you are at a very low level of awareness also, you might have a very loud faith in God, that you believe in God and everything, but it may not be practically applied. Means you might be praying the whole day, you might be meditating the whole day, but you may not be feeling positive vibrations. You may be complaining in prayers, you may be complaining mentally all the time, even if you are praying or meditating. So God is about positive vibrations. So it is when you are feeling positive the whole day, that is when you are connected with God of any religion. It is when you are feeling positive, that is the criteria for connection to God. Feeling positive means not just saying positive, but actually feeling thankful about your existence, actually dealing with your health problems by connecting with God, or through past life therapies, and actually dealing with your financial problems or your children's problems by connecting with God and your spirit guides. So at a practical level, you are allowing invisible consciousness to enter your life. For example, when children are small, they can only remember things which they touch, like apple or pencil. If something is out of sight, it is out of their mind. You can't tell them, what did you see yesterday, kal kya khaya tha, what did you eat yesterday. You can't say that to a 2-year-old. So at a 2nd dimension of awareness, they will not believe in a God which is invisible. They either want God in a statue form, and even if they believe in a God which is invisible, they are like fighting about it, like some fanatic religions fight and trying to convert people to their own religion, just to increase their own belief that this God actually exists. And people actually believe in this God which is invisible. So at a first dimension of awareness, and up to some level of 3, 2.5, you have a lot of fanatic people trying to convert others, and fighting for religion. That is lower dimensions of awareness, where you think of God as a thing, as a product which you have to touch. And if you cannot touch, like there are some religions who do not have God in a form, then in that case you fight over that product just simply to believe that it exists. So those are lower dimensions of awareness, where you're looking for evidence for God existing. At a higher dimension of awareness, you will not ask for evidence, you will just presume that God exists. Like if you ask a third 3-year-old child or a 4-year-old child, what did you eat yesterday, they will think from their memory and they will answer. So God exists in your memory, in your DNA. So you will know that God exists and you will answer from that awareness. So it is awareness that God exists which raises your dimension in terms of soul level. And it's only when you rise in dimension that you become a happier person. For your positivity to increase, happiness does not mean alcohol parties, pa, being dancing the whole night. All that is childish play for advanced souls, because you get hangovers, you get tensed up, you have a lot of energies attacking you, a lot of disagreements, and it's not happiness, it's just playing. So real happiness is like, if you ask advanced souls, real happiness is, it's a perspective of course, but real happiness is peacefulness, good health, good mental state where you're not grumpy, you're not complaining, you're not having mood swings, and where you are financially stable, and even if you're not secure, but you can, you are not afraid, you are thankful to God all the time. So for a first level of awareness or a second level of awareness, this talk about God will be like, why is she saying God all the time? No, where is God? But for a fourth level of awareness or a fifth dimension of awareness, they will say, yes, we agree. So that is simply, it is not that either is wrong, it is just that they are at a lower level of awareness, lower frequency of awareness, and advanced souls are at a higher frequency of awareness, and for each level, their belief changes by their frequencies. So you cannot convince a 1-year-old the same thing as you can convince a 4-year-old. Similarly, you cannot convince a first grade awareness soul the same things which you can convince a fourth dimensional soul. So telepathy and talking in the mind, connecting intuitively, talking to spirit guides, God, getting answers from God, and feeling positive about God, and feeling positive about existence, feeling thankful about existence, all this comes at higher levels of awareness naturally. You don't have to prove much to them, they just simply receive it because it is already imbibed in them, they have already learnt it. So just as you don't need to teach counting to a 5th grader, you don't need to teach awareness lessons to a 5th grader. They already are very thankful, and they respond very well to therapy and to medicines also, because they are very receptive to positivity. They don't question positivity. Whereas at lower levels of awareness, you will find theft, you will find blackmail, you will find people who are trying to manipulate you, to backstab you, who do not reveal their identities to you because they are very afraid of being killed. So there is a lot of black magic or business hypocrisies, bad deals, all that, where you are using theft or stealing from others as a means of growing your own power, where you are growing your own power by cutting another's power. You are at a lower level of awareness. You are like animals, you are fighting. But at a higher level of awareness, your peacefulness becomes more important than your power, because peacefulness will create your life, peacefulness will affect your health, peacefulness will affect your anxiety levels. So you want to be at peace, and at those levels, you don't play revenge games, you don't manipulate, you don't backstab, because it will all come back karmically. So levels of awareness change, and in past life therapy, we always see this happening. For example, I had a client recently, and her main complaint was that the husband does not provide. Though he's earning, but he does not provide in the house, and she has to manage all the expenses. This is a very, very usual complaint, that girls get married, their parents spend everything on their marriage. They don't have a pocket money, and then they are expected to look after finances of the house on their own. If they have a business, it is good, it is fine, but sometimes they don't even have a business of their own. Sometimes they are living without a job from their savings, and they have to provide all the finances. And the men expect equal financial contribution from women. And the session was on whether she should stay married or not. So the answer came that she should stay married, because it is karmic. In earlier lives, men were providing, and now women have to provide for men. So this was her sole lesson, to understand that if she wants equality in a relationship, she has to provide, and she has to manage her decisions, her choices in life, given the fact that she will have to provide. So she should not sacrifice her life for children and for her husband's career, because later she cannot ask the husband to pay for her bills. So choices have to be made such that she can pay for her own bills. So marriage is no longer such a great option for girls, frankly, because you both have to provide equally, so you can as well be not married if you ask from earth. But and godly realms, marriage is a symbol of love and caring and compassion, and even now marriages exist between gods. And so marriage is important so that you actually continue to love each other. But if you, of course, if you do not love each other, then it becomes a negative state of mind. It becomes like a jail, and you might feel jailed simply because you're married. In that case, marriage is not a good option, and you can leave to be positive yourself, because your positivity finally will matter the most. So soul lessons, soul tests are about being positive and also understanding which rule works and which rule has to be discarded. But at the end of life, you cannot say I was negative because I was in a bad marriage. Nobody is asking you why you are negative. If you are negative, you are sent to a lower frequency zone to rise again. So if you are positive, if you say, okay, fine, I left my marriage, but I'm positive now, so then you will be sent to a higher frequency zone where you can create better, where automatically your circumstances are such that happiness becomes automatic. So at the end of life, always remember that you cannot give reasons. You will simply be tested on your frequencies. If you are positive, you get a better life. If you are negative, you have to repeat your lessons or you get a worse life. And hence, if you come for past life therapy, of course we release the spirits into heaven and to the spirit world. So even if you have an animal life, a part of you goes and meets God. But there are several people who are simply taking horizontal births, and they are not even meeting God in the afterlife because they don't trust God, they don't believe in God, so they don't reach there. So that is also a training, how to reach God, how to release. In all my sessions, I do ancestral spirit release, means I release the parents of the person if they are dead, or grandparents, so that one part of the soul reaches God, the higher consciousness, and so you start receiving positivity from God from day one of the session. So it's all about being a part of the creator and learning how to create. So as you rise up the grades, you will learn further and further how to create your own reality and how to work with God to create your own reality in terms in which God works, like in numerics, in pictures, in switch codes, in Reiki, energy healing. So you will learn how God works. Like I said, there was a very good book on energy healing. I will send the link in the description box again. So it's really a good book if you don't understand energy healing, and there are so many aspects of energy healing which you must know and which only come after fourth grade, fourth level of awareness, because otherwise you will not believe in invisible energy fields. So if you are at an advanced soul, that book is a useful book to read, simply because to explain to others it has words. So it's a very comprehensive book also. So it becomes very difficult to explain things which are unseen to lower levels of awareness, and we are always working with all levels. I mean, there are so many people at lower levels of awareness, and we are continuously working with them, and we want to work peacefully. So several things have to be explained which are unseen, and this book, Energy Healing, is a good book. Otherwise, my books also. My books cover past life therapy, reason for evolution, reason for incarnation, general purpose of evolution, soul lessons, earth syllabus, all the rational aspects of the mental or spiritual bodies, and the etheric body is covered in the book on energy healing. So there are several books, thousands of books you can read, and to grow your awareness so that you can explain to others and feel verified and continue your journey of evolution. When the more and more reality is created by your thoughts, the more you see, oh, I thought of rain and the rain has come, and the more you can create it. Create it means that you control your thought. Each time you think the rain will come, and rain comes, then you are becoming closer to the creator and you are learning your lessons of soul evolution. It's not that it happens by magic. It should be replicated. each time you think this thought. Like I had a client and he said he was a rich man, and I asked him, what do you, he could not see past life visions. So I asked him, what do you do to get the money when money is coming to you? So he said, I get visions that money is falling on me. I am a sadhu and money is falling on me in a jungle, in a tree. And that is an actual visualization used by wealth experts. If you go on YouTube, you will see that in all the videos on wealth, money is falling on you. So he got this naturally, but he did not know that it was a visualization which was replicated. It was everywhere. So you can repeat this visualization and actually money falls on you. Of course, then money goes also. It's not that it stays there, but these are the methods of visualization which are given on YouTube. They actually work. People get it naturally. Several people get them naturally, but then you see on YouTube, you see it works, and then you can apply them with mind control, and then it really happens. And you have to do it without doubt, because if you have doubt, then that the money will not come, and you might get in problems. But if you're sure that you will be out of problems, then you keep thanking God all the time, then God actually saves you. Of course, devils all the time intervene, and they try to make you believe that God will not save you, but you have to fight the devils. And at higher levels of awareness, like where I am, we are fighting with ghosts and spirits and vampires all the time, black magic, removing black magic. And there are several people who tell me black magic doesn't exist. So I don't argue with them, because I know they are second level or first graders, second graders, third graders. So why would a 12th grader argue with a first grader or second grader? I say, okay, fine, it's your choice to believe. So there is no need to argue with anyone. If you know something, it exists, and you know that it changes reality, so it exists. That is how people feel that miracles happens in some sessions, because they can surrender, they can actually believe invisible exists, and then they see proof, because first belief comes and then proof comes. So when you see past life therapy sessions with belief, you will enjoy it. It is like a wonderful story, opening up, explaining your life and explaining previous lifetimes, and making you understand soul lessons in a way that you can forgive others. Thank you.